I've been campaigning for the office of the Mayor of London. I've had a couple of interactions with Sadiq Khan and his office. I met Vogue Williams over there, Irish Vogue Williams, the little model one. I was chatting to her about it as well. I was campaigning for the Irish community who've been neglected for a number of generations. I'm also campaigning for taking the Irish community into a couple of British regiments as well. So I'm looking at building housing, and I'm looking at building, just rejuvenating the Irish community and the education system, which is most vitally important of the true Gaelic culture, Anglo culture, and to move away from the politics of division into the politics of unity. With my dear colleague Boris Johnson and neighbour, we inhabited the same town for quite some time. So I'm looking for the Irish community to back me in my running for the office of the Mayor of London in my capacity as Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth's loyal subject and a dutiful servant of the Gaelic crown. I know a lot of people in London from all sorts of communities. I know a lot of people from the black community, from the West Indian communities. We used to go raving a lot. We have a very good rapport, myself and the Massive. And we're looking at sitting down, brainstorming and solving some of these problems that London seems to be experiencing. I'm of the mindset, when in London, do as the Londoners do, not when in London, do as the foreigners do. So I'm not really interested in making a little paddy stand, only for paddy stands. Although it's nice to have a bit of the old culture. It's not going to be like a little no-go area for foreigners. You can find in some of the places, and we're all going to speak the Queen's English. That's a must. I'm looking at that sort of a thing. I'm sure myself and Boris will do our utmost as members of the Tory community and men of honour. Honour is a very important thing amongst my people. I've recently been speaking to my people, the Callahans, the Egan tribe, the sons of Catherine, king of the Catars, and we have a very good rapport with the French president, Emmanuel Macron, and the French people, because Calais is where my ancestor Catherine Callahan used to land and launch campaigns against the idolatrous Romans back in the day. So we're looking at one of the main first things on the agenda is affordable housing for the Irish community, because back in the past, I'll go into this briefly. I'm fully aware of this. Back in the past, if you were an Irishman and you moved into London, these are all mistakes of the past. We've inherited lives from our fathers. That's the past. We're looking at the future. All of that stuff is wiped clean. That's water under the bridge as far as we're concerned. Water under the bridge is something that works well with the English fellas. Like, a lot of us, we used to get drunk and we used to have rows, and then we'd get sober and they'd say, that's water under the bridge, Paddy, and I said, that's water under the bridge, bruv, and that's it, that's the end of it. But that concept doesn't seem to have sunk in with a lot of the newcomers to London. Water under the bridge. So that's one of the things. Water under the bridge. One of the campaign slogans we'll be looking at. The past is the past. We're united we stand, divided we fall. So that's what I'm looking at. And so basically what I was talking about was, in the past, if you were an Irishman or an Irish family, and you were housed. If you done it, you wouldn't be able to do it to an Asian family, you wouldn't be able to do it to a Somalian family, you wouldn't be able to do it to any other minority families, but you used to be able to do it to the Irish. I don't, because the Metropolitan Police were originally formed to take on a man, and the poor unfortunates in London, a man called Patrick Hooligan, who was basically an Irish gangster. He was like basically the mayor of London, but not the official mayor of London. So remember Hooligan and running wild. So basically what would happen is, if you were an Irishman and you were housed by the council, they would automatically have to report your family to the police. So what the police done is they decided to break up the Irish communities, because they didn't want any splinter cells of the various Irish Republican movements operating within the Ring of Steel or in London. So the Irish communities were torn apart, and the Irish communities tore themselves apart with alcoholism. And one of the main things that will be tackling within the Irish community is alcoholism and alcohol awareness. I drink very occasionally because I drink in Belfast a lot. I don't have any problems. I go to Belfast to drink up in the loyalist areas, and I never had any problems. So basically, I was given a lot of stuff. I was told a lot of stuff about the English before I moved to England, and I thought they were a race of monsters. And I heard a lot of stuff about the loyalists, and apparently they were a race of monsters. But that's not true. I've been drinking for years up in Belfast, and not once have I got into any bother. But I go out drinking in Ireland, I seem to get myself into a lot of trouble. I don't know what it is. So alcoholism would be one of the main problems we'd seek to tackle. Obviously, I wouldn't be only talking about the Paddy community. The Paddy community, they get on well with all the other people from abroad. That's one thing about you can say about the Irish in London. They do get on good with all the other ethnic minorities. So by no means whatsoever would I speak, and you have my word on this, word is bond. Word is bond. Double O. Anyway, it would by no means be a strictly Irish affair. I would be duty bound and honour bound to be all inclusive of all races within my office, the authority of my office, and all would be treated equally as long as they behave in an appropriate manner. And I would be the first to pick the leaders of the community. First thing I touch for is corruption and child abuse. Everything else is secondary. The first thing you touch for is, because corruption is a form of deception, and deception opens for war. When you find deception, I was talking to a guy yesterday from Nigeria. He says Nigeria is so corrupt. I says, yeah, well, that's why you have a war now, Boko Haram. Ireland is one of the most corrupt countries in Western Hemisphere. We're also on the verge of war because of that. So basically, I've been talking to my clan, one sect of the Ogan tribe, the Callahans, about establishing a couple of regiments. First of all, to protect Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, because she was in a bit of a precarious position in the past because of certain elements operating within, certain predatory elements operating within the borders of Britain and Ireland as well. But that's for another day. But that's it. Law. Bring law to the lawless, and order, order, order.